One key element that's frequently missed when discussing narcissism is self-other differentiation. This idea is critical, but it presents itself in such a subtle way that it oftentimes goes undetected and therefore unaddressed. Okay, so you may be asking, what is this self-other differentiation? What does this mean? In short, it means that one has a capacity to appreciate the thoughts, feelings, or beliefs of another person when they are opposed. In other words, in spite of the fact that they are different than your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Let's picture this simple example. A couple is working on a home renovation project. She, keen to make sure that there are no setbacks, wants to order extra supplies for the project. He, on the other hand, becomes very angry about this and quite condescending and critical, accusing her of just wanting to waste their money. This disagreement is not just about the renovation supplies. No, this conflict challenges both of their need for narcissistic relating. How, you may be asking? At this moment, neither one of them has the capacity to hear the thoughts or opinions of the other person. There's not enough space for that. The goal is just simply to convince the other person of why their way of approaching the project is the best way, is the right way, is the only way. In my field, the field of psychoanalysis, this is what we would call a deficiency in self-other differentiation. We begin to see it when there's a disagreement. That's when cracks begin to emerge. In other words, when something challenges this feeling of oneness in the relationship, that becomes intolerable. And what we then begin to witness at these moments of conflict, when the oneness is broken, when they're not of one mind, is a form of anti-relating. Anti-relating means that there's no acknowledgement of the other person as a separate being. In other words, it's like they don't have a right to exist with their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. In narcissistic relating, the most important thing, and this is sort of at the core of narcissism, is to maintain the illusion of oneness. And anything that breaks that illusion becomes intolerable. So the question becomes, do you embrace reality of separateness, of different opinions, or do you go further into this illusion or fantasy of oneness? One path that you may go down is to deny any difference in the relationship. Go on a diet, go to the gym, your clothes are wrinkled, you need to dress better, you shouldn't be going out with your friends without me. The main goal here is, if you go down this path, is to force the other person in the relationship to conform to the way you think things should be done. In my field, this is what we call a retreat. This is going deeper into the narcissistic illusion. So, do you embrace reality, or do you go deeper into this fantasy of oneness? Here's another potential path you could go down. You can choose to embrace the differences in the relationship. This is a journey now of genuine discovery of the other person. This would look more like being curious, asking this person in your life, how did you come up with that decision? Or tell me more about how it is you're thinking about it this way or that way. This path leads to deeper understanding and appreciation of the other, beyond the superficial layers of narcissistic relating. In my practice and in my work with individuals and couples who are relating in this way, or who are invested in this narcissistic illusion, who have deficiencies in self-other differentiation, the main goal is to help them develop a growing capacity to tolerate difference, to tolerate otherness. This is not easy, and this is part of the goal as well, because once you tolerate difference, you have to give up something. And that's part of any effective therapeutic endeavor, is then to help these individuals mourn a loss. Yes, that's right, there is a real loss here. What's the loss? The loss is the illusion of oneness, that we are together, that everything is magnificent and wonderful. This is hard work, but I can assure you that when things go well, what we end up with is two people in a relationship who have mutual respect for autonomy and separateness. In essence, what we have is two people in a relationship with thoughts, feelings, and, in short, a mind of their own. And that becomes much more tolerable and comfortable. All right, look, we have to begin to wrap it up here for now. If you want to hear more about self-other differentiation, please be sure to check out my podcast where I go into far more detail about this. Inevitably, this stuff is complicated, but I'm curious to hear what you think about it. Please leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this matter. Okay, bye for now.